up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo, set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your.
Hi, Bullhorn Betty. Thank you for my shirt. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Kids Club.
She's been missing since February, and there are no articles. You guys want to hear something messed up? Summer Wills has been missing for quite some time, since February. She's a 13-year-old girl from Portland, Oregon, and literally there is nothing on her. I can't even find a stinking article. A friend of mine sent me this photo about this missing child out of Portland, Oregon, and when I went to do just the minimal research, there was nothing. I have to be honest, I was shocked. Literally not one article on this missing 13-year-old girl out of Portland, Oregon. So I am advocating right now for this beautiful 13-year-old girl out of Portland, Oregon that's been missing since February. I have no details on her case. I have no idea where specifically she disappeared, what happened to her. Even on the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children have no details related to her case. That breaks my heart. The charges are absolutely disgusting. We are starting to see a disgusting picture unfold before our very eyes. Stefan Stern's charges have been upgraded to 60 additional charges. That's correct. Many of us are reeling, just wondering what this poor girl went through in her short life on this earth. I'm not going to go through the charges that he has been charged with. They are deplorable, they are disgusting, and some of them happened before she was 12 years old. Stefan Stearns was a predator. Monsters like this do not deserve to breathe the same air as we do. And what he did to this young girl, we will never forgive him for. May she rest in peace. From the East Coast to the West Coast, we are everywhere true crime is. We are asking for the public's help. We are searching in the woods. We are doing what it takes here on the Bullhorn Betty channels to find answers to the most alarming cases we have been watching on the news. I can tell you personally that I have traveled this entire country seeking these answers and bringing that content right here to you here on the Bullhorn Betty channels and Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories. We are happy with the work that we've done. We've brought many answers to the public, and we have defied mainstream media in our pursuit of the truth in these cases. We will continue to work, we will continue to fight for these victims, and we will continue to tell their stories here on my channels. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty brand of channels and the Coffee Club. Thank you for your love, thank you for your support, and more importantly, thank you for allowing me to bring these victims' stories to each and every one of you, advocating for each of these victims. God bless you, God bless America, and more importantly, God bless our victims. Well, good afternoon, my beautiful coffee beans. It's nice to see you here on YouTube as well as X. We're running live on this afternoon as we are going to be discussing the Madeline Soto case. This is a 13-year-old girl that disappeared from Kissimmee, Florida. Her stepfather said he dropped her off at school. When her mom went to pick her up at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, she learned her daughter wasn't at school all day long, and then the panic set in. We did see some interviews from grandma, mom, as well as Stefan Stearns early on in this investigation, in the missing persons investigation, which quickly led to a criminal investigation because Stefan Stearns decided to factory reset his phone. Just so happened on the day that his girlfriend's daughter disappears. And so law enforcement did their job and found some very disturbing photos in the history on Stefan's phone. And that led to his arrest 2 days later on February 28th. I don't think anybody, we had the behavior panelists and everything else kind of look at the behavior and had identified the mom, which kind of made a lot of people speculate the mom may know something about this, and she very well may know something about this, but I'm not going to get into all of that just yet. We do know Stefan's charges were upgraded, and they were upgraded significantly, and I don't think any of us could have prepared ourselves for what was detailed and outlined in that document. I can surely tell you, it was a jaw dropper for me. And when I read it, it was very sad for me. And it really kind of gave you an insight in this young girl's life, her sad life, her young life. And it just drew us all in. So today, here in just a little bit, we're going to be having a press conference related to related to Maddie Soto and what is going on in her specific case related to this situation. Not at 12:30. I'm sorry, at 2:30. Is it 2 or 2:30? It doesn't really matter. I've got it geared up for us to go live around 1:30 with the actual press conference. So that's where we're at. So until then, I'm going to open up the phones 724-249-6140 as we dive into a little bit about the Madeline Soto case. Before we get started, I just want to say, since this is the first show of the day, good morning, guidance, keeping us up to date with all the latest and greatest, followed by the real Me Too, our beautiful Mama Llama in the house, reminding everybody, do not forget to like this. If you're on X, please consider reposting this as we're building up our platform on X and bringing this. Why is members only? I'm listening anyways. For all those that are on the crime stories side of the chat, if you guys want to go over to, if you guys, let me turn this off just for a second so I can get through my intro real quick. There we go. So if you guys would like to go over to the Bullhorn Betty channel, if you guys recall, I'm letting everybody know we're not going to be running on the crime stories with our live broadcast. That's going to be for our crime stories. Our main is going to be our main Bullhorn Betty channel. So if you guys would like to migrate over there, if one of my mods want to throw the regular Bullhorn Betty channel into the chat, I'd greatly appreciate it. On the crime stories side, you can chat over on Bullhorn Betty. That's not set up on members only. Only the crime stories is set up on members only, just for you. And of course, X is running as well. So you can always go over to X if you don't want to be here on YouTube, right? So we're building up the X platform. So I just want to thank everybody there. But don't forget to like and repost and comment. And we're going to open up the phone lines here in just a second. So Mama Llama, it's nice to see you. Jazzy, TD Dean. Who else do we have? MJ, Princess, Inspirational, Courtney, Dawn, Angela, Guidance. It's nice to see you. Good afternoon. Who else do we have? We have Shay Shay up in the house. Bayou Babe, good afternoon. Taryn, it's nice to see you. Our beautiful Lady 7 Up, it's nice to see you as well. Thank you for being a member. 2 months. God bless you. God bless you. And who else do we have up in the house? I know we have a few people, but you, Spoiled Pain, it's nice to see you. Life Unscripted, it's nice to see you. I wonder why they're holding a press conference today. That is a great question. I have a few theories as to why. First of all, it's got to be getting intense because every single news outlet's probably barking up their tree saying, why are there no charges? That's the first thing that I'm thinking of, honestly. That's the first thing I'm thinking of. Jane, it's nice to see you, but I'm going to keep yours up because we are going to go over just that. Be Betty fan, it's nice to see you. Maria, good afternoon. Who else do we have in the house? Amanda? Oh, Summy, it's nice to see you, love. I hope you're having a great day. It's me, Jen. Good afternoon. Oh, there we go. Thank you for all you do. Oh, thank you, Courtney Dawn. We love you too. Lori Lowe is up in the house. Angelica, Green Eye PI, it's nice to see you. SSD. Lulu's Nana, the newest member of the coffee club. It's nice to see you, Tracy. She ran Calling Wildfire. It's nice to see you as well. Oh, look at this. You guys are making my day. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. Teresa, it's nice to see you as well. So anybody else that I missed? Kay, it's nice to see you. Reggie, it's nice to see you as well. Be Betty fan. If I missed you, just a blanket good afternoon to everybody. And we're just here trying to wait. And honestly, we don't know what this press conference is about. Somebody had asked, they wonder why they're doing a press conference now. I'm wondering why they haven't done one sooner. Hey, Kelly, it's nice to see you. Karma's mama, it's nice to see you as well. There's several things that I think is going on. So here is what the information that I got was. Hold on just a second, and I will read it to you. And just basically, it was a media advisory, And it was the progress of the investigation for Madeline Soto. So it says progress of the investigation. Now, this is my theory. Just hear me out. They've got this man in jail for a significant amount of time. Okay. He's not getting a bond. He's sitting there. Once they charge this man with a crime, they have 180 days to bring this to trial. Okay. That is what we call a speedy trial. Okay. They're going, because of his other charges, they're not having to rush to the finish line to make an arrest in this matter because the person that they think is responsible is behind bars. So they're kind of slow walking, in my opinion, this, so they can put everything together. They have time to really research this. They're not in a rush. They do not have a statutes of limitations on crimes like this. You know, when you start having to charge somebody immediately, there could be some things that are left behind. And quite frankly, I want this case to be as strong as possible. But there's a limit to our patience, especially because a lot of people out there believe the mom is involved and want to know what is going on with the mom. And is the mom going to be charged? And if she's going to be charged, why hasn't she been charged already? So there's a lot of questions out there. Now, will they answer all these questions? I don't know. How much are they going to say goes to the integrity of this investigation? I don't know. What kind of questions are going to be asked by the media at this press conference? I don't know. I don't know. If I had a vehicle, I would be there. We would be in front of the Kissimmee Police Department or in their conference room setting up to go live right from there. But that's not the situation we have today. So I don't know, and I can't ask questions. A lot of my questions are going to be centered around who knew about this abuse. Who knew? And that's where the problem is. I mean, you know, it's very bothersome for me that even grandma knew that she couldn't sleep alone because she was fearful. Why didn't anybody ever explore her fear factor? You know what I'm saying? Like, why didn't anybody, if she's fearful, why didn't anybody say, what are you scared of? You know, young kids would say something like the boogeyman, right? Or something scary like the monster under my bed or the monster that comes into my room at night or something that would indicate something. Did anybody just dive in a little deeper as to why this young child was so I mean, like, if you're going to sleep, like my sister, my little sister, you know, she was basically raised as an only child because there's a significant age difference between me and my little sister. And there's a very close age difference between me and my older sister. So you can imagine that there's a significant age difference between my older sister and my younger sister as well. So my younger sister was raised as an only child. Okay. Well, let me tell you guys this, whether I'm pretty sure a lot of people know this, but when you're an only child, you get coddled a little more. Okay. I don't know what it is about parents with multiple kids. Maybe it's the lack of patience, right? And trying not to kill your children because they're fighting all the time, right? But when they're coddled, so you know, there is, like, even my little sister, when she comes to stay, like, she's grown. If she gets a chance to crawl in bed with my mom, she will, right? But it's not a fearful thing, right? It's not a fearful thing. It's just, you know, it's a nurturing thing. Like, she's ultra connected to my mother. You know, my mom cut the umbilical cords from that little one a little too late in life. Okay. You get my drift, but still, it's not from a place of fear. She's wanting to snuggle with my mom, not have my mom be her protector. So I don't understand why even the grandma knew that this child was sleeping with her mother out of fear. And nobody explored this fear aspect. So I am a little concerned. You know, is it willful ignorance? Is it blissfully unaware? You know, how did this all happen and nobody know anything? And when we see the interviews with her friends, honestly, I got to be honest with you. Even the girl that says I'm her best friend, none of them look like they knew a damn thing. And I can tell you, when I was younger, I told my friends a hell of a lot more than I told anybody else. So, it does make you wonder. Thank you, Lulu's Nana. It makes you kind of wonder a little bit. Did mom know? Did mom not know? We know mom had a little bit of mental illness. That's not her fault. The medications her doctor put her on is not her fault. Obviously, Stefan Stearns. Guys, listen, let's talk about Stefan's background a little bit. These are some of the things that we learned from people that came forward to discuss Stefan and their friendship with him in the past. We always talk about, even when it came down to Brian Koberger, we wanted to know, what crimes he committed in the past, all these other victims they had. How long has this been going on? How many other victims do we have here? And we may never know those answers, but we do know that there was a particular situation when Stefan Stearns was much, much younger. And he was staying with his friend at his friend's house. Now, I don't recall all the details intimately, so you're going to want to do your own research on this story yourself. But the nuts and bolts of it is Stefan Stearns was hiding in their barn or garage or something with a camera in the middle of the night, trying to take photos of his friend's mother. And his father came out with a gun and caught him. Now, this, if true, I haven't talked to any of the people that told this story, so I'm not going to put the my seal of it's a true story, because I don't know. It's information that was on a show, so somebody was speaking. I heard them myself, so I can corroborate it was a real live person that made these statements. But I don't know who that person is personally, and I don't know if they truly are a friend of Stefan. And I wasn't there at the time that these incidences happened, so therefore I can't tell you. This is one person's account of their friendship with Stefan Stearns, but it goes back to a younger year. And the reason why I think that's important is because that's showing you his behaviorism way back when. So how many other victims were silenced by this? Not to this degree. I mean, heck, we don't know. Where has this man lived? How many children have disappeared around him? I mean, we probably should be looking at that. As I'm sitting here talking, I'm thinking, this guy's been a predator for significant amount of time. And his other girlfriends, did his other girlfriends have any type of children? Has law enforcement reached out to everybody that he's been known to associate with that has children? I mean, how many are there? How many people have been over to his house? He has some types of claims of voyeurism, putting cameras in bathrooms and stuff when he was living with roommates. So we've got a lot of stuff here that needs to be unpacked. You see what I'm saying? So when we're talking about law enforcement, those are unrelated crimes, in my opinion, and should not be anything to prevent law enforcement from bringing charges of this abduction or whatever he did. I think at this point we can all safely assume, I hate assuming anything, you know why, but I think it's safe to say that whatever happened to Maddie most likely happened to her inside her home. I don't know how Stefan, I think this is where everybody starts thinking the mom might know more. And this is where I'm thinking she just didn't want to tell people something. And the something is much different, I think, in people's minds. My opinion, okay? This is not fact. This is Bullhorn Betty's opinion, okay? I'm just going to go through my reasoning. But I don't want people going on people's channels saying Bullhorn Betty said this is true. That's not what I'm saying. This is my opinion. This is what I truly think happened. I think we know and have well established that Jen Soto, Maddie's mother, has a hard time getting up in the morning. I don't know if she got up to get a cup of coffee. Maybe he had a shower running, as if Maddie was getting up and getting dressed. We don't know. He could have very well had her clothes displayed on her bed like she normally does every morning. So when mom walked by and heard the shower going and looked on the bed, knew what she was wearing. I don't know. Maybe she slept through the entire morning and was embarrassed to tell the whole world that she didn't even see her daughter and didn't even tell her daughter goodbye before she walked out the door. It's possible. We know she was deceptive, but I think the reasons why she was deceptive is different than what the rest of the people that believe she's guilty and knew something believe she was deceptive for. I think the reason why she sounded like she was coached on some of the questions is because she didn't have the answer. And she was fed that information from Stefan Stern, and why she couldn't elaborate on it because he only gave her the XYZ. So it's, I feel a little different about this case. But when it comes, and only when it comes to Jennifer Soto and her knowledge of what happened, I really think the family may have known that this guy was an asshole. I mean, everybody, you got probably a girlfriend or a mom or a friend or a sister or an aunt that dates a guy that everybody just doesn't like, right? That's just an a-hole that nobody really likes. They don't get it. There's just something off about him. Maybe he hasn't even done anything. There's just something off. That could have been what everybody was feeling, but nobody knew what it, could pinpoint the offness. And then you got a woman that's a mom that's, doctors have her on medication that does affect her, thinking in fairness. Either depresses it, which, anxiety, I would have to think that she would be on some type of medication that suppresses that anxiety a little bit. But still, it's still something that's affecting your brain. Any medication you take is affecting your brain. So there is that. So I don't want to bore you guys with the details, but you guys know how I feel about Jen Soto. I just need more information. Hopefully this press conference enlightens us. Hopefully this press conference enlightens us about how law enforcement feels about the mother's culpability in all this, because I feel if they have determined she didn't have knowledge that this was kept from her by some way, they should come out and say that's where their investigation is leading them, because this mother lost her daughter. And I mean, I would like to find resolution to that nagging issue that many of us have. Did she do it? Did she not do it? Did she have knowledge of it? What knowledge did mom have? What knowledge did the rest of the family have? What knowledge did her friends have? So people are asking, what do I think is going to happen in this press conference? I think it could be like one of 3 or 4 different things. It could be just giving us a mere update. They're not ready to charge anybody. They haven't had any evidence. Who could be the culprit of this. It might be laying the case out, detailing what they learned, on, literally from the top to the bottom of everything that they can share to the public. They may just be sharing that today. We don't know. They also may be sharing with us that they are arresting somebody or are in the process of getting the necessary warrants to make the necessary arrest. I believe her attorney told her to go into the medical facility so Ellie can't touch her, building her defense. It is possible. It is possible. And actually, if she is in a facility and under doctor's care, to be honest with you, when you got the assailant in jail and you got the other one under doctor's care, they're both out of the public, right? They're both out of the public and not really able to just freely move about. So that might be a reason why they're not, jumping to arresting somebody right now as well. So yeah, you're absolutely right, Brina. Oh, I need to turn the phones back on. Sorry about that. I was meaning to turn that. So if anybody would like to call in to discuss this case, we are not going to be really discussing any other case right now, because this live is really dedicated to Madeline Soto and Madeline Soto's case, because we had the press conference, but have some time to ask something.
Hey, Miss Betty, how you doing, lovely?
Oh, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Hold on just a second. I want to make sure that can my audience hear the caller? I want to make sure. We always seem to have audio problems here lately.
Well, that's fine if they don't hear me. That's fine.
Okay, love. Go ahead. Hi.
Hey, I've been wanting to talk to you for a while, baby. I absolutely adore you.
Oh, thank you.
I love what you do. I really do. I don't know. To me, you're an angel.
Thank you.
You really are, Betty. You help people that can't help themselves. And I live not too far from that baby Elijah. And that has absolutely killed me.
Oh, I can imagine.
Absolutely killed me. And the drop-off point where, I'm sorry, I'm going to be cussing a little bit. I can't help it, Betty.
That's okay. That's why we love social media and state of mainstream media. Rip away, baby.
I'm a mother of 4 girls that I've raised. I'm a mother to 2 sets of stepkids that I raised. I've got grandchildren, and I've got 2 great-grandchildren. Yeah, I'm getting old, Betty. I'm 63, honey.
Oh, it's still young this day and age.
No, I've had 2 heart attacks and 2 strokes, so no. My heart's giving out on me.
Oh, well, bless you.
But Elijah has broke my heart. The drop-off point of where that bitch and that bastard met for little Elijah is in my little place where I live.
Mm.
I have went out a couple of times. I got bad back in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
I can't look much, but I have done what I could to look for this baby close to home.
Oh, yeah.
And I no sign. But I'm just going to be honest with you. That blanket they found, anybody with common sense can tell a baby is not, 3-year-old is not going to carry a heavy blanket 4 miles.
Yeah.
That's just hoax. I'm sorry. That baby did not put that blanket and carry it no 4 miles.
Mm-mm.
But anybody with common sense should know that. And as far as little Maddie, I had one of him in my life.
Mm-hmm.
It started at 8. And I didn't say nothing because I was threatened. I had a baby brother. We were put in foster homes. He was born a diabetic.
Mm-hmm.
He was a diabetic. He was always sick. So I had to protect my baby brother. And when it first happened, he told me, he said, now I own you. You'll do as I say when I say. If you tell, they will take you from this home. Think what I can do to your brother. That terrified me.
And kept you silent.
That went on from the time I was 8 till I graduated high school. And that bastard even got married and still did it. And I wasn't the only. My foster parents raised over 100 children,
Mm-hmm.
foster care. Think how many girls I know for a fact 4 that he did. I know for a fact 4.
Wow. Just monsters.
Nothing was ever done. In his mom's eyes, he did no wrong. He did no wrong.
I wonder what Stefan's family's saying about all this. I mean, they had to have known he had some weird proclivities when he was younger.
There's no way they did not know. One of them guys, did you hear that one guy talking out? Now, I don't know which one it was. It was one of his buddies that he was friends with in high school.
Mm-hmm.
That friend told the mom what he found on his phone, and she paid him off to keep him quiet. If he'd opened his I blame him. Yes, I do. If he'd opened his damn mouth, Maddie might be alive.
Mm-hmm.
And I guarantee you, she's not the only one he has did that to. I guarantee you, there's others out there.
I
They
believe
may
so. I believe so.
They may not come forward and they may not speak, but I guarantee you, there's other ones out there. People like him I had in my life, Betty.
Mm-hmm.
They don't just start. He's been doing this for years.
Yeah.
Guarantee you, there's other little girls out there.
And he's had other girlfriends. I mean, because he just got with her back in 2018, 2019, somewhere around there. So,
And I guarantee you, within 3 months, that's all it took. He started doing stuff with her. I guarantee you,
mm-hmm.
within 3, because I had him, and I had that devil in my life. You have no idea what that baby went through, but I do.
Oh, God bless you.
And I got no justice. I pray every night that baby gets justice. And no, I don't want him to go to death penalty. I want him to live 50, 60, 70 years and be tortured every day with what he did to that baby. That would be justice for Maddie, not the death penalty. That's
mm-hmm.
too easy for his ass. He needs to suffer every day. Somebody needs to beat the fuck out of him every day for what he did to Maddie. But just enough to hurt him,
yeah.
not to kill him. That would be justice for that baby.
Wow. Well, we thank you for sharing your story. May I ask you just one other question before I let you go? How many
Sure.
years did you suffer in silence before you finally broke your silence and told someone?
I think the first time I said anything about it was to the one that did it. My foster mom was dying, so I went to her bedside. And I did tell her I forgive her. I didn't forgive her for her. I gave her for me to cut the badness.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't do it no more. And I was sitting downstairs smoking, and that bastard come out there. Betty, you know what he said to me? I said, I brought it up. I said, Bobby, you raped me when I was 8. Why did you do me like that? I said, I've had guilt all these years. You know what he said to me? He seriously said to me, well, I thought you wanted it.
They're sick. They're sick.
And are you fucking for real? I said, Bobby, I was 8. I didn't know what the fuck you did to me other than hurt me. But I did go visit my foster mother one time, and I had my babies with me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Bobby wanted to take my 9-year-old, she was my oldest, Rebecca, to Dairy Queen, get her something to drink, a milkshake. You think I would put my baby in harm's way with the bastard like that? If you do, Betty, beat yourself up, baby. There is no way in hell I would have let her go anywhere with that bastard.
Right.
No in hell. I said, no, she can't go with you. He had the nerve, though. He thought that I would let my baby go with him.
Mm-hmm.
There was no way I would have did that, Betty. Because he would have did to my baby what he did to me, and it'd been my fault.
I hear you.
No way.
Well, God bless you for everything you've been through. And, I hope, maybe, I don't know. I always say you take some of the sorrow and turn it in, volunteer, give back and help other people through the stuff that you overcome.
You know what helps me, Betty? I know other people want to call in, baby. But this first time I got to talk to you, and I watched you for about a year. I absolutely adore you.
Thank you.
And when you get on a rant and you start fussing, you tell them, Betty. You tell them, Betty. You have to. You tell them, baby. You got the horn. You tell them. But I adore you. I thank you for what you do. God bless you, sweetheart, for taking my call. And believe it or not, me talking about it today has helped me. I don't talk about it too much. It just hurts too bad. Because I still get bad. I'm 63 years old, honey.
Yeah.
I still get bad dreams about that sometimes.
Yeah.
I still get bad. And I know I hate to say this. I really do, because it's cruel to say what I'm fixing to say. And people out there, please don't hate me for what I'm fixing to say. But maybe it's a good thing Maddie is gone. She won't have a lifelong torment that I've had. I wouldn't wish this on anybody. She's the lucky one. She got out.
Yeah.
And she don't have. She's with God. She's with God now. She ain't got a care in the world. She ain't got him in her life no more. You know.
Mm-hmm.
She's in heaven. There ain't no doubt in my mind that baby's in heaven, living her best life now, and she's away from that demon.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for your call, and we do appreciate for you sharing your story.
I thank you so much, Betty, for all you do, baby, and you keep being you, okay?
I will do that.
You don't let nobody put you down, honey, because you the woman. You the woman.
Thank you. God bless and have a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So there's just another perspective. You know, some of this stuff is hard, you know, as we're all struggling to find what happened to Maddie, you know, the life she lived. And we just heard from that caller, you know, the caller, she wasn't saying she wants Maddie to be gone. She's just saying that, you know, had she not, none of us would have known this was going on. And how many more years would she have had to suffer like that? In those conditions, you know. And it's just sad. This caller here, another caller that kept silent for years because of fear from their abuser. And so we have to look at those angles. And I know it's easy to say, how did mom not know? But we have to understand she had mental illness. It would have been easy to manipulate her. It would have been easy for anybody to say, go take a pill. You know, it's your mind. You know, you got problems. You know, I can see some of those things happening. And with the knowledge that I had from a different case, I just needed a little more information than my feelings. The press conference is going to be around 2:00. So we've got just a little bit more commentary here before we're going to be moving over there. It's going to be at 2 p.m. today, 2 p.m. So we've got a little bit of time left before we're going to be getting geared up. I'll probably start bringing in or introducing a live stream probably about 30 minutes or so before the press conference. Sometimes it's 10 minutes, but usually about 30 minutes before the press conference comes up, so we can just monitor it so we make sure we're not missing anything. So we're going to be hearing today a press conference related to Maddie Soto. Maddie Soto is a 13-year-old girl that disappeared on February 26th from Kissimmee, Florida. It was a little confusing. Our Orange County sheriff was involved, and then they realized the crime actually happened in Osceola County, a neighboring county. And so that investigation has now been put on Kissimmee Police Department in Osceola County. And so they're handling this case. Stefan Stearns was a man that was dating Madeline Soto's mother, Jennifer Soto. And he was arrested 2 days later on February 28th, related to some photos and videos that law enforcement uncovered on his phone when they were searching for any information leading to the whereabouts of Madeline Soto. They've said that there was a juvenile displayed, and we're not going to go over. I mean, you guys see his charges, so there's no need to to, keep kicking a dead horse. We know what he's charged with, the kinds of crimes he's charged with. Okay. So we have those crimes. And shortly after we heard of these photos, I would say March 1st, earlier in the day, we had a press conference where law enforcement finally told us that they believe Maddie was gone, that they have video evidence that shows her in Stefan's car, and she already appears deceased at 8:19 in the morning. He was already disposing of her items into a dumpster around that community at like 7:40, 7:43 in the morning. And what else did they say? And he was changing a tire near the location she was found. But either way, they told the mother the first. And then later that afternoon, we started getting news that there was a body of a juvenile found on the side of the road on Hickory Road or Old Hickory Road or something to that effect out there in Kissimmee, some 20 miles away from her home. So it was a very sad day. Many people went out there and showed their love and support by putting a memorial. It sounds like the homeowner or the property owner to that property has some major grief because his gate was open that day. His gate was open and it gave some passerby an opportunity to drive back there and dispose of Maddie. And I keep wondering, and I think many of us wonder, what came first, the flat tire or her being dumped. I have a funny feeling that while dumping her, something happened to his tire. And that I don't think the tire itself was the ruse to stop, because it looked like he could drive through the gate and drive behind some bushes and nobody would have been the wiser driving by. So I don't see the need of having a ruse of being on the side of the road changing a tire unless his tire really did need to be changed. Now, that's just speculation on my part. We don't have any information one way or the other. I'm going to go ahead and go over to the YouTube channel, or to our YouTube channel, and just go over some information as we were breaking this case and leading up to this press conference that we're going to have here in the next hour. Just give me just a second. I'm not sure why I didn't have it up, but I didn't have it up. I have a multitude of other things. And don't forget that the phone lines are open. So if you do have any questions related to this case, please consider calling in 724-249-6140. And give me just a second. Okay, here we go. And we see that one. How disturbed was he? Golly, that's awful. We'll go back to this one.
There is a lot of issues going on.
Hold on a second. Okay, I think this is the one.
He's a boy that went missing in Tennessee. His mom has a message. Love you so.
This is one of the lives that we did. Hold on.
Of the world. Then when mom went and picked her up at 4:30.
Okay, this is kind of the breakdown of it. I'm just going to put this up.
Crazy chicken lady. I'm becoming the crazy down the road.
Crazy chicken lady. Oh, good Lord. I don't know if crazy chicken lady's here.
She didn't want him first when they found this case. This is every sweet and sassy here. You may know about this case. You may not. There is Madeline Soto.
There it is. I'm just going to bring this up real quick. And this will break down the beginning. This is what kind of when we were breaking the case.
We found out that she passed away on March 1st when they found her body. She disappeared on February 26th. Apparently, her mom's boyfriend dropped her off at school. She didn't want him dropping her right off at the front of the school, so he took her down the road over to like a 4 or 6 lane highway and dropped her off at a church over there. And then when mom went and picked her up at 4:30 in the afternoon, she's not at school. She hadn't been to school. Mom still hasn't received notification that she wasn't in school. So she calls law enforcement. Law enforcement obviously couldn't meet her, and they ended up meeting her at the school.
Actually, you know what, Ki? I didn't even think about this, and I don't know why I didn't think about this. This might be the release of her autopsy too, guys. They may be going over the autopsy report and their findings. I didn't even think about that. And something Ki just put out the DNA, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, we didn't get the autopsy. It might be the autopsy, guys. Oh, and by the way, Cool Gamer, thank you for being the newest member of this crazy crew we call the Coffee Club. God bless you. God bless you.
Around 8 o'clock, right about the time she got her notification that her child wasn't in school, by the way. 8 o'clock notification that her child was not in school. Many people have been mixed on this channel. Just mixed, whether mom knew, whether mom didn't know. We're seeing some things that we can at least honestly say, factually, that there were red flags at minimum she was not paying attention to.
I still believe that to this day, that her mom missed some key red flags, but I think it was because of her mental illness, honestly. Not that that's an excuse, she was under medication. She should have been alert, but again, you're talking about a topic that I'm not, all that familiar with, especially when it comes to anxiety and stuff like that. It's, I don't know how it affects people. I don't know what it really does. I may have had anxiety. I may have anxiety. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Occasionally, I expect everybody to be anxious about something, but is it a constant state of mind? No. So having anxiousness and anxiety as a conscious state of mind all the time, I don't understand that. And I don't know what medications do to somebody that's anxious all the time, or how it has the effects on the person's body or mind. And I think that's where I'm a little confused in when it comes to this. But I truly believe she did miss a lot of key red flags. We know that she lost some friendships over her relationship with Stefan Stearns, because they also said, he threatened to unalive himself. That's a manipulator's way to control people. And he's been known to have done that. So why are they taking my child anywhere? Yeah, no way they're releasing autopsy stuff, especially for mine. Actually, that's not true. They have on these, because to be honest with you, it's going to be released anyways. It's going to be released through public records through the trial. It's when a case like this, sometimes the parents have some latitude on what they can release, but in a criminal investigation, there are statutes on what needs to be released. And what can be released to the public, so with or without the parent's permission, even if it's a minor, because this is a public interest case. So this kind of rises to a different heightened level. So there are other rules and stuff that go along with that. So I don't know if that's necessarily true, maybe in part, but we've seen it multiple times on this show, whether the parents wanted the toxicology stuff released. They released the toxicology. Give me just a second. Let me go back to here. This is Betty.
Hey, Betty.
Yes.
This is Linda Lou from Tennessee.
Oh, Linda Lou, how are you?
I'm doing very well today. What I'm calling about, Betty, I've been thinking for a long time, and nobody can give me a answer or a speculation. When he came back at 8:12 or 8:20, when he returned back home with her body.
Yes.
Okay, and it would be it would be sort of in the morning time. Everybody's getting up and running around, and her body was supposed to have been still in the car. Wonder how long he stayed there before he left to do away with her body, because it would be in the morning, because it wasn't anything was showed up like 1 o'clock, was it? Where he
Yeah,
had that tire?
Yeah, because that is kind of strange. He left like I'm trying to piece it together in my mind, and I don't quite understand it. But apparently, when he left the apartment, it was earlier in the morning, like two
Yeah.
hours before her school was supposed to start, and he was already seen dumping her backpack and her computer in a dumpster at like 7:43. And then
Yeah.
they say they saw him coming back to the apartment complex. So that implies that he actually physically left out of the apartment complex, and he was seen coming back in. But I don't know if when he came back in he was seen dumping her stuff, or if he was
Mhm.
seen dumping her stuff earlier as he was leaving. But at 8:19 they're saying he's coming back to the apartment complex, and
Mhm.
he's on video with her in
Mhm.
the car. So I really don't know. It really depends on where did Maddie stay, because of this whole situation. I keep wondering, did Maddie stay at his house at night and he brought her over? But it sounds like they all stayed at the same house, so it almost implies he was already
Yeah.
there. So I don't. I think that's why nobody's speculating, because to be honest with
Yeah.
you, it's so confusing about that morning, and who was where, and who was, who was staying at the house, who wasn't, who was moving about at what time. I truly believe mom was asleep, but I mean,
Yeah.
that's just a theory. It's not really.
I was just thinking, people get out and walk on their sidewalks or walk their dog or something. If it was, like you said, it's about 8:20 that morning. Well, it said down there it's about 7:30
Mhm.
when he was videoed throwing her stuff away in the dumpster.
Yeah, it was about, I
Went on
think if I recall
7:30,
correctly,
something
it's
like that.
7:40. I think they said
Yeah.
7:43. They have very specific times on
And
this.
then he left. If you notice, when they said they had guards at that. When they come in there, they have to come in. They open them gates up for the people to come into that neighborhood. It's a
Yeah, they
gated
have
neighborhood,
gates, but
evidently.
not a guard. It's my understanding they have a camera system.
Mhm. But I sitting here. I mean, ever since it happened, they said come back about 18. I said, wonder how long he stayed at the home before he left to dispose of her body. Because people would have seen her laying in the back seat or in the front seat, go out walking their dog.
Yeah, you would think that, but then you got to go back to
Yeah.
Savannah Soto, and her car sat in that parking lot behind that apartment complex for
Yeah.
days before they even noticed two people were in the car.
Yeah.
People just aren't as nosy as they once were. We don't have that. We don't have that neighbor, like back when I was growing up and I was in this community, like everybody on my street, you just walk out and like everybody was having a conversation in the middle of the street talking to their neighbor.
Yeah.
Nowadays you could literally go to
Mhm.
15 stores and not run into one person that you know.
Mhm. Yeah.
We just
Well,
don't
I
have that
just
sense of community like we once was. And maybe that's the problem. Maybe we need to get that sense of community back. Maybe we need to start throwing some block parties. Maybe we need to
yeah.
start meeting our neighbors. Maybe we need to start getting
Mhm.
out of our own basements.
That's the truth. A lot of stay. I'm 77-year-old, and I've been pretty sick, and I have been homebound. I just go to the doctor and back home. I don't
Yeah.
get out and go to the grocery store or nothing. So, but watch YouTube and watch you and
Well, we
Darlene
appreciate
some
it.
more and. But that has always been wondering how in the world did he keep her in that car till after lunchtime because we don't know when he really, I mean, nothing was said anything about when he left.
Yeah.
And he has a donut on the back of his car,
Yeah.
donut car. But, I mean, I don't know. I mean, that was just wondering. And the mother would be at home and probably in bed at that time if she wasn't with him that morning.
Right. And we don't even
There's
know
so
what
many
her
tales going
schedule.
around.
What was mom's schedule? We have no idea what mom's schedule was that day. Nobody's ever talked to her about her
Yeah.
own schedule. Like, we don't know if
Well,
she was getting up to go to work, what time she had to go to work. We know nothing. We literally know nothing about that morning.
didn't they say that she worked at the reservation desk at Walt Disney?
Yeah, I think so. She's a concierge, so that's what that is. Yeah. So she works at one of those desks at probably one of the, I don't know.
Well, how would they do? They work night to take reservations all night through the night? I thought she might work where she'd go in them places down there and help stock the
merchandise that people, kids buys and stuff, for souvenirs.
Yeah.
But he said that she was in there for reservations and stuff like that. But well, maybe we'll find out more at the presser today. I hope so. And I hope they pretty soon find that Riley up there too.
I know. We need to bring Riley home.
And little Sebastian. I said, here in Knoxville, I said, I don't know what's wrong with the TPI.
Yeah, I'm going to be coming to
dragged our
Tennessee. We got
feet.
5 cases in Tennessee right now.
Yeah.
5 cases in Tennessee.
Well, they found one girl that had been missing about 2 or 3 days ago in the woods. And she was in her teens. And they found her and took her to the hospital. I mean, as far as I know, everything's all right, but nobody knows the reason why she was out there missing. Because I didn't get no Amber Alert here in Knoxville about one missing. Just that Sebastian and that Riley. But mostly in Sebastian. But that Sebastian chase has got me baffled too. So,
Yeah.
well, honey, I'll let you go. And it's been nice talking to you. And I'll be watching.
All right, Linda Lou. You take care. We love you.
Honey. Bye-bye. I love you too, honey. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Aw. We love Linda Lou. Sweetheart, huh? 77 years old, and she's still got it in her. God bless you, Linda Lou. God bless you. And I hope you, now that I know that you're home, and I'm pretty sure you come to church with us on the weekends, which is one of the reasons why I do it, because I realize that we have a lot of people in our chat that are homebound. And, some people, we do so much stuff together that, why not church on Sunday? So I really did. It was people like Linda Lou that inspired me to do that. And people like me too, where I just don't have the time to go to a brick and mortar, but I want to have time for my higher power, my God, right? So if you guys don't know, we do church, not on this channel. We go to Countryside Christian Church every Sunday as a group, as the coffee club, and we worship together. So I always invite everybody, if you love to come out there, please do. This is Betty. We do so much stuff together.
Miss Betty?
Yes, hello.
Hi, my name is Eve, and I'm calling from Tennessee.
Hi, Eve. How are you?
I'm great. I so appreciate you. I wanted to let you know that I just don't feel like we're going to get any truth until Jen tells us the truth. I feel like, we're never going to solve anything until we get the truth from her. And basically, I blame her because obviously she's not told the truth. And I feel like for Madeline, it's just so sad. Because think of us with normal childhood playing tag. She had a terrible time with this man chasing her, and her mom constantly setting her up for failure. She was avoiding this her whole entire life. There was nowhere for her to hide.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it is. This whole situation is very, very, very unfortunate, and it was all preventable. It was every bit of this is preventable. I think even with Stefan Stern's behaviors younger, he could have been stopped back then before it ever got here. And Jen, I just don't know how to take it me personally, but I don't want to attack anybody for their personal views, because honestly, I don't know if she had something to do with it. She needs to be held accountable for that. It's just really sad.
But just if you go a little deeper, let's think about how he's enabling Jen to sleep, and he's enabling so much of her behavior. So I really feel it all goes back to him. I don't know. He's enabling her to sleep. He's picking her up. He's like, yes, Jen, you work so hard. Just go back to sleep.
But that's part of part of the predatory behavior.
Right.
That really is. That's part of the predatory behavior. That's part of the grooming, the part of the trust factor, the part of you don't have to worry about it. I got it.
Right. Right. Yeah, it's such a terrible game. It's such a terrible game. And I think Madeline, she did well in school. She really that girl, she was a survivor.
Yeah. And suffered in silence. I mean,
terrible-
well, some people say, I
Absolutely.
say suffered in silence. Some people think that she told, but either way, even at school, if she was around her friends and her friends didn't know, she's having to put on a fake smile for her friends, And just
Right, right.
the whole thing's just, it's awful. It's just awful.
Yes, absolutely. I just sit and think about it, and I think about, try to put myself in her place, and I'm like, oh, that girl, how strong. I don't know. I don't know how I would have survived something like that, and it just breaks my heart, but I really can't wait to hear what they have to say.
Me
So we have a few
either.
more
I'm ready for
clues,
something.
and I'm listening, darling.
Oh, thank you and God bless.
You keep on keeping on.
All
I
right,
love
honey.
you very much, Miss
Thanks.
Betty. Bye-bye.
Take care. So there we have it. Just more, a lot of people, again, mixed feelings. It's hard. We just want some, I think we want some finality. You know what I'm saying? Like we want some finality about the mom because we have such mixed emotions and such mixed feelings when it comes to the mom. I'm hoping that we learn something that we didn't know today. I'm hoping that we learn that if they haven't charged somebody yet, that charges are forthcoming. Like they're going to be making charges or making arrests soon. In this case, those are things that I'm really eager to hear. I'm really eager to hear. Well, I'm not eager to hear it, but I'd like to know what happened to Maddie. What her condition is, how things happened the way they did. Was it, how how she came about to being on the side of the road where she was. I'd like to know that. I hope that they clarify some information on that. There's some confusion of where Stefan Stearns was actually physically at when he was changing his tire. That I'd like some clarification on because there's some confused people. There was I've been watching a lot of stuff related to this because I can't physically be there. It's been driving me absolutely nuts. I'm climbing walls here because I haven't had a vehicle. And actually, while I was here on my live, which I'm going to probably pause for it, my mechanic was actually calling me. So let's cross our fingers and hope that Bullhorn Betty's getting her car back today. Okay. So I'm probably going to play this video while I call my mechanic to find out what's going on. But it's driving me nuts. So I'm having to watch everything. Well, one of those things is I watch court TV. I love Vinnie Politan. Okay. I love Vinnie. I love court TV. I don't really watch anybody other, there's just certain people I watch on court TV. And it's usually just Vinnie Politan. If it's not on the Vinnie Politan show, I'm not watching it. I typically don't watch it. I should say it like that. I typically don't watch it. And like News Nation, I'm a Brian Enton fan. Right. I'm absolutely 100% a Brian Enton fan. It's because I know the man. When we were out there in front of Gabby Petito, we were practically living in the front of these people's houses, right? I mean, we saw each other every single day. Hold on just a second. This is Betty.
Hello, Betty. This is Drew.
Oh, hey, Drew. How are you, my love? We haven't heard from you in a little minute.
I'm all right. I'm doing good. Thank you, Jesus. How are you doing, Betty?
Hey, I'm living the dream. Some days, some days not.
Right? Yes. I'm calling in because of I've been watching you, right? Well, I just hopped on and about Maddie's mom, Jennifer Soto. In the Hispanic community, in the Spanish community, there's been sexual abuse from the get-go, right?
Mm-hmm.
And in the Spanish community, it's always hidden.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the mom knows, if the dad knows, say even if the grandma knows, it's hidden. They don't want anybody to find out. In the Spanish community, there's a lot of machistas. They're proud.
Right.
They're so proud. And they hide these things.
Interesting. So I never thought about, I don't even think about it culturally, but I guess, maybe, yeah.
The Spanish community, or I don't know how to put it, the Mexican community, I'm just going to say it like this, okay? That's how I know how to say it. In the Mexican community, Spanish community, they're so proud, and they hide. They want to make it seem like there's nothing going on in the family, right? They say, oh, what are the neighbors gonna say, right? It's always what is everybody else gonna say. It's never what the child is going through or what the family is going through. No, what are the neighbors gonna say? We
Right.
gotta we gotta keep up our image, you know, and they hide it. They hide the abuse, and they get threatened, you know. Let me put it this way: we get threatened, okay?
Right.
Like that, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We get threatened. No, they're going to take the children away. They're going to take you away. They're going to take you away from mom. You know, they're going to
Mhm.
do all of that. That's where the threats come in,
Yeah. Gotcha.
and that's wrong. That's wrong. And I believe Jennifer Soto knew about it, about Maddie getting abused.
Yeah.
She knew about it.
A lot
You
of
know, she
people, a
wants to
lot of
put.
people
Uh-huh.
agree with you, Drew. I'm telling you, this has been one of those things where, I just have a strong feeling, but my audience, just like you, has a very
Uh-huh.
much different viewpoint than I do. And they're very strong in their belief that they believe Jen knew, period.
She knew, and the fact, how do we know? Because when she did not cry for Maddie, Betty, her eyes were not puffy, her eyes were not red. She did not cry in a week, a day. We have more emotions for Maddie than she does.
Right.
I cried
Hmm.
with everything that's happening because we're human. We have emotions, and if we have Jesus Christ in us, we're gonna be emotional
Right.
because we have our Señor, right, Jesus Christ, and we're gonna be emotional. We're gonna feel what God feels as far as emotions. Now, when it was his turn, she was there comforting him. You could see she was emotional. You saw the emotions in her face
Yeah.
for Stephen. Now, I believe that they're involved in a deep, deep child trafficking ring. And I believe that Jennifer Soto is involved also in the child trafficking ring. She wants
Gotcha.
to play stupid. She's not stupid. There's nothing stupid about that woman.
Right.
Nothing. There's nothing stupid about her mom either. About anybody in that family, they know what's going on.
Yeah, they
And
seem like
they're
they got their heads on. I mean, it's effed up as the situation is, but it seems like I was going to say heads on straight, but
yeah,
that's. But they seem smart. That's what I meant.
they do. They do. And her mom also, you know, they're just playing a role.
Hmm.
And if Jennifer Soto's involved and Stephen is involved in a deep child trafficking ring, the mom is gonna know also. Jennifer Soto's mom is
Hmm.
gonna know, and I believe Maddie had told people before, but they didn't care. Now
Yeah.
they want to talk when Maddie's gone. Oh, my poor Maddie, this, my poor Maddie, that. No, where was poor Maddie when she was alive?
Right.
Where were these emotions for Maddie? Now they want to speak up when Maddie's gone. It's too late.
Yeah.
Now they want to show the emotions.
And
Now they want to say,
I
uh huh.
also heard that the like with the vigil. I don't know if this is true or not, but I heard that nobody from her family went. And I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I
Okay.
didn't look into it, but I heard rumors that nobody in her family went to her vigil. Do you
No,
know if
y
that's
por
true?
I've heard it also. They haven't gone.
Yeah.
They didn't go. And why didn't they go? Because they didn't have that emotional connection with Maddie.
Mm.
We strangers go, right? You go to different places, different states, right? And look for these children also. We go like people go to the vigils,
Mhm.
even if you don't know the child or the woman or the man. You go attend the vigil.
Mhm.
That's the
Yeah.
and they didn't. Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, Drew, I
Um.
appreciate you
Uh-huh.
calling in. Thank you so much, Love Bug. It's nice to hear your voice. I hope everything is going well for you in Texas, and
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you, Betty. And God bless you and keep safe out there, okay?
You too, hon. Bye bye.
Okay, bye bye.
Our beautiful Drew. She came to us whenever we were covering another Soto case, Savannah Soto. And I always love hearing from her. I always love hearing her perspective. I always love just giving us a different side. Like that's something I would never have thought of is the cultural side of things, the pride and the proudness of the Hispanic community and wanting to hush up that kind of conversations and knowledge, and that's what's leading Drew to believe that the family has knowledge. And I'm still, I'm just on the fence. I just wish I wish I just had some more information to get me off, some more reliable information to get me off the fence, because I mean, my emotional side is telling me one thing while my logic side is telling me another. That's what I talk about on when I say I'm on the fence, you know? So, with that being said, so this is kind of where we are at the moment. And about, I'm going to go ahead and play this video. I got to do it by necessity because I got to call my mechanic. So you guys are going to watch this for a few moments. I'll be back to you shortly, okay? Oops, don't call in. I don't want you guys calling in. I don't want to dox people. Yes. Almost dox somebody. There we go. Watch this video. I'll be back.
Absolutely, hands down, there's enough information corroborated that we can say that there were a lot of red flags in this young girl's life. Did it rise to the level where her mom knew that this type of stuff was going on? I have not found that yet, but I am working on it. I am working on it. I'm working very hard. I'm working around the clock, trying to find as much connection to this as possible, because we do have a mixed bag, and it's a very delicate situation trying to manage this case, because we, you know, a lot of us like to, well, not like to, but we do act on emotion. Okay, sometimes things are.
Hey,
you
Eric,
can't
it's
have
Andrea.
emotion in it to be able to see
Oh,
what's
I'm
really
doing
going
well.
on.
How are you?
And this is a highly disturbing case. This is a young girl that was abused. We're learning a lot about this. The man that is accused of this, his name's Stefan Stearns. He has known Maddie since she was 5 or 6 years old.
That kind of sucks, but that
it is my belief.
So
now,
no
again, this is speculative. This is only
All right,
my
thanks so much.
opinion. I have nothing really concrete to base this on other than we understand these types of predators. But I truly believe that he targeted this mom to get to this child all the way back then.
I still believe that. I have to be honest with you. I still believe that. I just called my mechanic. I didn't get the news I wanted to get. I want to cry. Was it muted? Betty, we hear your call. Oh, shit. You guys could hear my call? Oh, because my microphone was on. Shit. Sorry, guys. Didn't mean to do that. I forgot to turn my microphone off. Hot mic. Yeah, that you guys heard it then. My car is obviously not going to be back until Monday. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. So now we're going to go for 2 weeks and 3 days without with Betty being down like 4 flat tires, literally down like 4 flat tires. I have to be honest, I don't know how I survived 2 weeks, but I have a funny feeling that waiting until Monday, it's going to be like watching paint peel on the wall. I'm pretty sure the last 3 days are going to drag on and drag on and drag on and drag on. Eric, get busy on. I know, right? Get busy on my car. So it's okay. It's okay. It is what it is. Sorry, guys. I didn't mean for you guys to hear my conversation with my mechanic. So let's go back and listen to the conversation you guys were supposed to hear instead, huh? Shall we? I have a feel I know who this is. This is Betty. Oh, Mama Bullhorn, you might want. There was 2 people calling in at the same time. I answered one, they didn't answer, and then they hung up. And then Mama Bullhorn was there, and then she hung up. There's Mama Bullhorn. Yes, Mother Bullhorn.
Hey.
So everybody heard my conversation with my.
I know. I couldn't figure it out, and then I realized you were talking to your mechanic.
He was telling me he just got off the phone with the person for my ABS module, and they said it won't be there until Monday. So he says, I just thought I'd let you know you're definitely not getting your car back. I'm like,
oh, well, you're welcome to my.
I just hung up on my mom. This is Betty.
Hey, Betty, it's Green Eyed PI.
Green I hung up on my mom for you. No, I didn't.
Yeah, you hung up on me.
I am all over the place. I am so sorry. Mama, you're going to have to wait. Hi, Green Eye PI. How are you doing today?
Hey, love, I'm so sorry about your car.
I know it sucks, but you know what? I survived, right? Who could survive sitting at home for 2 solid weeks? I did.
I know, right? So, I had said about the attorney, since Jen had lawyered up, the attorney, since she's on medication, probably told her to go into the medical facility so the cops can't touch her because until she gets out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking that even if they had a warrant for her, the attorney can recall that warrant. And I know you know what I'm talking about.
Well, you got to remember, like Alec Murdaugh, he tried to play that same thing, and they went and took that warrant straight to the medical facility and arrested him. So they can still go into the facilities, but yeah, it does. They do use the facility sometimes to shield their clients.
Yeah. I think he's using that just, to build a defense, even though she has been diagnosed and does have medicine. But I do believe that Jen was very jealous of Madeline.
Yeah. And some of the people here have indicated that as well. They also have indicated that they believe that Maddie had told her mom and her mom didn't believe her.
Yes. And which would make the jealousy even more so, because it seems like if he was babysitting her, of course, they would get closer. And they were on and off, back and forth. He lived there, he didn't. He had a room there. Like, what boyfriend do you have has his own room? That's weird.
I'm divorced and I haven't changed my husband's room. I put a lot of clothes on the bed so he can't come back, but the room's still the same. I haven't quite gone in there yet. I know it's not the same.
But I mean, isn't that weird that,
Yeah, I do. I get your gist. Yes.
Yeah. So when she takes her medicine, at 3 a.m, she's dead asleep and he's in there creeping. My main thing is when she's at work at night, she's a concierge or whatever. She's had this job for a long, long time. She was acting kind of like, kind of dumb, like she's slow, but you can't have that type of job and be that way, or they wouldn't hire her. She's not dumb.
Yeah, no, she doesn't. I don't think they're dumb. I think for whatever reason, I think her slow response is related to her medication, though. I don't know why, because I think it's because my cousin is that way.
But how could she work? How could she talk and represent somebody and speak properly and represent saying, hi, welcome to Disney, da-da-da. You can't go there and go, hi, welcome.
I disagree with that. I don't know if you've been to Disney before, but I've been through there a few times and I've had some snoozers.
I've never been, but I don't think it should be like if you're in concierge or making reservations that you're talking to Goofy.
Yeah, that you're half dead. I don't know how she was, what her mentality was, at work, what her demeanor was at work. I mean, but people work with mental illness all the time, but again, I don't know. I just don't. I know that I have a mixed group here. Some people believe she was involved. Some people don't believe she was involved, but believe she knew. Some people believe that she just didn't do anything about it. And some people believe that she had no knowledge of it. I mean, we've got literally, this has probably been the most divided chat I've had in a really long time.
Yeah, and she always needed a man. She went from man to man to man to man.
Yeah.
And one more thing, and then I'm going to let you go, because this is my first time ever calling in, and I think you're fabulous.
Well, thank you.
because I love it when you say it like you mean it, you know. And the grandmother, when she said, well, you know, he came and I don't know why. The reason, you know, how she said that.
Yeah. But you know, that was the translation portion of it, you know, because I don't speak I can't speak Spanish. So that was it sounded weird when the AI broke down what she was saying. So I don't know how she actually said it. That makes sense.
But what was she meaning, Betty? Was she meaning I don't know why he was bringing her
It could have
over?
been there, or it could, because even Plunder said that she doesn't know if some of the words got lost in translation. So it could have just been the AI program. I have to the only way I'm going to be able to understand that is to have Olivia's mom listen to it and decipher it for me in the way that it's supposed to be.
Okay.
Yeah, because Olivia's mom's Spanish
appreciate-
speaking, and I trust, and not only that, but her mom, she's always seems to be spot on everything. Like every time Olivia and I have a problem, we don't know which way to go. We're like, Mom.
Right. Help.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you taking my call, and I'll continue to listen.
All
And I
right.
can't wait. I can't wait for the press conference.
Yeah, the press conference is coming up. I'm going to turn the phones off. I'm going to call my mom back because I hung up on her.
Yeah, do not do that. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry.
All right, Green Eyed
Okay,
PI, you take care.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. All right, give me just a second. Let me call Mama Bullhorn back before she kills me. Oops.
Hello.
I am very, very sorry, Mom. I did not mean to hang up on you. I just wanted to make sure you heard that from me. But once I hung up on you, I was already on another call. So.
Oh, that's okay. I went to the kitchen to fix something to eat. I just got back from the dermatologist.
Okay, well, let's get it because I'm cutting it on time. I've got to start getting to my get my live brought up. So this is going to be my last call, but I wanted to make sure I got a chance to speak to you.
Well, I still have the same opinion. The mom had to have known something.
Mm-hmm.
She had to have been, you know, whether she knew for sure, she had to have had suspicions.
Yeah, that's what a lot of people are saying. I'm still kind of, I'm not quite there yet. I got to have more info. I really do. And hopefully we'll get some more info today. So what do you think they're going to be talking about on today's presser?
Probably continued charges on him and possible investigation of her.
All right. Well, there you guys got it. Got it from Mama Bullhorn. Thank you so much for your love, your support, and calling in.
I love you, baby.
I love you too, Mom. Enjoy your lunch. Bye. She did say she was going to the kitchen, so she can't kill me for saying enjoy your lunch. She told me she was stuffing her face as she was stuffing her face. All right, so now we are going to go over, why did I put a period there? I do not know. Give me just a second. Live press conference. There we go. There we go. Okay, now that we're good. Okay. Add. Cancel. Save. All right, I'm learning this stuff. There we go. We're going to the live press conference. Live press conference. Press conference is going to be going live in about a half hour. And if you know anything about live press conferences, they never start on time. So I would be very surprised if this starts on time. I'm going to actually mute my microphone and I'm going to turn the other one on because we've got a half hour and then it's probably going to be another half hour before that's over with. So everybody, if you need to get your drinks, if you need to get a snack, now would be a great time to do that before the press conference comes on and comes live, now would be a great time for us to be getting those things. I'll be right back.
Not like to, but we do act on emotion. Okay. Sometimes things are, you can't have emotion in it to be able to see what's really going on. And this is a highly disturbing case. This is a young girl that was abused. We're learning a lot about this. The man that is accused of this, his name's Stefan Stearns. He has known Maddie since she was 5 or 6 years old. It is my belief. Now, then again, this is speculative. This is only my opinion. I have nothing really concrete to base this on other than we understand these types of predators. But I truly believe that he targeted this mom to get to this child all the way back then. I really do. I believe the mom had self-esteem issues. Again, just my opinion. I know sometimes my opinion offends people, but it's my opinion to have. In my opinion, I feel like he used her mental health against her at times to dismiss or make her second guess her own maybe parental instinct. I truly do believe he did that because he's a master manipulator. He's a predator. So he's conniving, he's cunning,
there has been
and
no
he's manipulative.
evidence, nothing.
So us
put forth
thinking
by
that he is not
investigators
manipulating the crap
at
out of
present
this
time.
mother, that he's not grooming her as much as he's grooming this girl, you guys are wrong.
Sorry about that, guys. I just realized I kept myself muted. There we go, guys. So we've got the press conference geared up here. We'll be streaming it. This is WFLA. We're not going to be doing Hey JB's commentary. Hey JB has his own commentary and everything like that. So I'm going to be looking for a local news station if possible. But for the time being, we can watch what is going on. This is when Stefan Stearns was arrested. Again, he's been arrested for 60 horrible crimes against children. Hope everyone's having it. It's nice to see you, Mimi. Yes, we're all having a great day so far. 3:57 PB&J. It's nice to see you all coming in here. We're going to be getting started with the live press conference of Madeline Soto. I'm interested in finding out what they're going to be talking about today. Are they going to be giving us autopsy results? Are they going to be giving us more information as to what happened to Maddie Soto? We don't know. We're sitting here waiting. One thing we do know is this child went missing on the 26th. Her mom's boyfriend was arrested on the 28th. Her body was found on the 1st. And here it is, the 21st, some 20 days later, and we still have no arrests in her case. That's what I do know. And that for me is very uncomfortable. But I try to sit here and be reasonable and say, we know the law. We know that they have speedy trial laws, and statutes. Is this something where they know he's behind bars, know her mother's in a medical facility, and they just don't have to rush the gun? They don't have to rush this to court because they've got the people, secured, if you will, But the 20 days is what is bothering me. But in 20 days, we should have a good, not all of the forensics. That's not going to happen. But we should have some preliminary forensic findings in 20 days into this case. So I'm expecting to hear something more on their forensic findings at this particular press conference. I'm looking for some more information as to details about Stefan and his involvement in her disappearance. I'm interested in finding out whether they're going to speak to us about the mother. Are they going to have a conversation about Jennifer Soto? I'm very, very interested in all of this. We all are interested in all of this. We're all waiting here with bated breath to find out what happens and when somebody is going to be arrested. I went through Stefan Stern's charges, and although we've heard the significance of those charges and what those mean for Maddie and what those have meant for Maddie, without actually divulging the details of those charges, it is graphic in the charging documents. It's disturbing and it's sad. It shows that this child was abused from head to toe, front to back. Okay? She was abused. This child was abused. This child went through some things that some of us, would never even conceive of ever even doing. This child had to endure. Just too young. The abuse is too grave, too graphic, too awful. We keep trying to find reasons for this or somebody to blame. There's nobody in my mind to blame but this man. Stefan Stearns is a predator. He's been a predator for a really long time. And I pray to God that people understand. And I pray to God that this is something that people across this country, because it's getting such national attention, can understand. These kinds of people, whether men or women, these types of predators, they don't change. There's something wired incorrectly in their brain. There is no cure. Okay? These people cannot be free among us. They will re-offend. And when they re-offend, that means more victims. We cannot, it's like we have this law that basically says that, the punishment can't be, excessive. It can't be excessive. That's in my opinion, because some of these crimes, some of these sentences I hear, in my opinion, rise very to the excessive level. Like, I can't believe they just put this man in jail for this long for this crime. Excessive. But you know what? Apparently that's palatable by our justice system. I'm a reasonable person. I think I'm a reasonable person, and some of these things are excessive. But you know what? It always seems like when they're excessive is when they should not have been. And every time they give people passes is when they should have been excessive. I don't understand it. It's like the whole thing with the Child Protective Services. It's like the crappy parents get to keep their kids while the semi-crappy parents can't ever even talk to their kids again. And it's like, really? I literally don't get it. It's just like our society sometimes anymore is flip-flop, but I digress. Stefan Stearns is a predator. We're learning a lot from his friends in the past, from other people saying they weren't part of the good group. We're learning from his childhood friends that he was taking pictures. We're learning from other people the stuff that they saw on his phone in the past. We heard that he had cameras in the bathroom of his house that he had with his roommates. I mean, this guy is a predator. I believe he preyed on this woman. I believe that the only reason why he continued to date this woman and continued to date her as long as he did is because he had access to a juvenile child, a child. And she developed into a juvenile. Now, I think she was putting the kibosh on whatever he was doing. I think she learned that it was wrong. I don't know why this day. There's a lot of reasons why people are speculating as to why he chose to do this, from her being prego, which I honestly don't believe. Maybe we'll find that out today through the maybe she was. I don't know. I just don't believe it. But I think it was more in line that the family unit was dysfunctional. It sounded like Maddie's mother was starting to distance herself and starting to separate herself from Stefan, either whether she just realized it wasn't going anywhere. She realized her daughter was ultra unhappy. What it seems to be, And it seems like he would no longer have access to this child after everything he did. And he probably knew it would only be a matter of time before Maddie opened up to somebody to disclose the abuse he was providing her, or giving to her, assaulting her. You know what I'm saying. So I'm wondering if that might have been it, because we're hearing back and forth that they were splitting up. They weren't splitting up. They were back again, on again, off again. And could this be a situation where he knew it was only going to be a matter of time before Maddie started talking? Or did the night before she tell him? And I'm still curious. When did Maddie see her? And when this was Stefan in that house that night? That's what I want to know. Was he in that house at night? And where was Maddie that night? Was she in her room, or was she sleeping with her mother? Those are the things that I want to know. Those are the things that haven't been answered. Those are the things I don't know whether they will be answered. But those are definitely the questions that I have. Let's go through. If you have some questions, now would be a great time for you guys to throw those questions into the chat. Right now, we have about 275 people across our platforms. If you would please be kind to give us a thumbs up wherever you're at. If you're on Twitter or on YouTube, please consider giving us a thumbs up and reposting this. We'll be getting started here on the press conference in about 12 minutes. But like I said, typically these press conferences very rarely start on time. And I don't anticipate this being one that starts exactly on time. So let's go over here. We'll start listening to this. There we go. Guys, we are ready for the press conference. For those that don't know, we are officially ready for the press conference. We're going to be, and then of course, after the press conference is over, do not leave. We will be having some further discussions on what we learned from this press conference. So please share this, get as many people over here as possible, and we'll watch this, and then we'll go over it, and we'll take some calls. I'll open the phone lines back up so you guys can share or express your opinions on what's going on. I know that my position on this, actually my position on a lot of these cases, the last two cases, this case as well as Sebastian Rogers, I just disagree with the behavior panels. Now, the behavior panel, many of us know, are a group of professionals that have devoted their life to studying the behaviors of individuals and their subliminal and unconscious.
Hey everyone, we're gonna do
Okay, they're doing mic tests.
that.
And their
So
unconscious
1, 2, 3.
reactions to certain stresses in their life.
Sound check. Let me know if you're good. Thumbs up. Yep.
No, this one needs to come up a little higher.
Awesome.
Let me switch ears. Okay, yeah, we got good audio.
Is this a hard start at 2? Are we starting right at 2? Yes.
All right, guys, we have audio. This should be starting in about 10 minutes. And just to let you guys know, I was planning on going to Tennessee when I got the car back tomorrow. I'm going to be the whole weekend without a vehicle. So I don't know what I'm going to do starting next week. We may end up going out here to Kissimmee if need be and covering this case, or we may still, if Riley's strain still has not been found, we may decide to go ahead and consider going to that area to aid in those search efforts. So it's still undecided where we are as a channel, where we're going to go. But there's a lot of stuff going on right now, so we're going to be out in the field shortly.
You say I make you nervous, a tragedy, I'm a beautiful. You wonder how I got this way. You think I'm someone to be saved, someone to clean up and tame. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh. You think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to face. Got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh,
Guys, we're just going to listen to some music while we wait for them to start this press conference. I think everything that we needed to talk about, we've already discussed. So just listen to the music. We'll get started shortly. And again, just stay after the press conference so we can have a more open and balanced discussion about what we learned.
I stopped asking for forgiveness, cause you should know only fools tread where the angels fear to go, but you keep trying to get too close. Save myself by turning into stone. So save your judgment cause you just don't know. But some things never change, never change. Oh, they say I should feel guilty and change my ways, leaving crumpled bodies in my wake. Swear I didn't mean to make them break. Swear I didn't mean to make them break. But they're so delicate and so mundane, and they keep coming like a moth to a flame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You'll break your back to make me feel again. Suffocate to make me breathe again.
1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Dice que no les está llegando el audio. El micrófono tuyo. Es que quieren que los dos estemos. ¿Cómo que nos hemos encendido? Si encendimos, si estamos conectados con Miami. Sí, Miami ya está grabando. Y van a empezar en punto a las 2. Tenemos 6 minutos. Así que díganme, que necesitan rápido. Ya, Ramón, quédate ahí, que lo están viendo. ¿Y me escuchan bien? Ok.
I keep forgetting I'm muted. This is your 5-minute reminder that we will be going live here in 5 minutes with this press conference. This is related to Maddie Soto. I personally do not know what they're going to be talking about. They said it's going to be an update about the status of the case. I don't know what that means. I don't know if they're going to be disclosing whether or not they have, some forensic type information, arrest type information, where they're at in the case. Again, she was found on the 1st. Today's the 21st. It's been 20 days and there's been no arrests made in the Madeline Soto case. So many of us are just sitting here waiting with bated breath, trying to figure out what's going on with law enforcement, because in all fairness, we want to know what the heck's going on with law enforcement, because we feel like at this point, there should be some type of arrest made. So we're going to be monitoring this. It should be starting soon. Again, I just want to caution everybody, none of these press conferences ever start on time. Just FYI, no matter how we like it, typically they do not start on time. So if there's a few minutes late, that's the reason that it's a few minutes late. So, and again, after this is over, we're going to be sitting here and discussing what we learned at this press conference. Sorry. No, it's not doing what I want it to do. I just don't want that. I don't want the top. I like it the whole screen, and it's not doing that for me right now. Hold on a second. There we go.
No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that. Spitting slow, spitting fast. I could roast, I could gas. Think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you hide behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words, you can say them back. I want you to feel free from the chains at last, and to believe in what you got, it was built to last, yeah.
Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself.
I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up. No, I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
Gonna learn the consequence of being incompetent. Mental health is confidence, dreams into modestness. I'm not here to save the day, that's for you to take away. I could play a million mind games, but instead I say something not illogical, something that is topical. Rub it on and watch it go, make yourself unstoppable. Dreams are irresponsible, but they're always possible. If you just believe, you could be so remarkable.
Thoughts in my head, a collage and they spread. I'll be great one day, going off of my meds. No, I'm not giving up, no, I'm not giving in. I will make it to the top, taking off in the wind. I gotta make it, I'm saving every day to taste it. I'm patient, but my mind, it can hardly take it. I'm chasing a dream that I've never separations of vacant. Modern kingdom.
Chief Betty Holland will be providing remarks about the progress of the investigation. After that, she will open the floor for questions. We are not doing one-on-one interviews after the press conference. If you have any questions that are not related to this case, please send an email to kpdpio@kissimmee.gov. At the end of the press conference, you will receive a package with information about the case in English and Spanish. Now, I would like to introduce Chief Betty Holland.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us today and allowing us to provide an update on our investigation into Madeline Soto's disappearance and death. Madeline was reported missing on Monday, February 26, 2024, just one day after her 13th birthday. Since then, our investigation has been relentless, fueled by the unwavering commitment to uncover the truth. During our forensic investigation, we uncovered disturbing evidence, graphic images, and videos depicting crimes being committed. It was during this examination that we learned we needed to act swiftly to remove the suspect, Stefan Stearns, from our streets. Despite the arrest, our investigation into her disappearance remained ongoing. We understand the importance of thoroughly exploring every lead and piece of evidence. The Kissimmee Police Department, along with other law enforcement agencies in Central Florida, continue their search for Madeline for the next several days following her disappearance, and we turn to the public for help. During this time, our investigators combed through a significant number of tips, and on March 1st, we received information placing Stearns' vehicle in a rural area of St. Cloud, where ultimately Madeline's body was discovered. We are all deeply saddened by the outcome of Madeline's disappearance. The Kissimmee Police Department continues to piece together the timeline leading up to the events that occurred. I want to address some questions we are receiving from the media in everyone's effort to keep the community up to date on this tragedy. At this time, Stearns is facing a total of 60 charges related to our investigation. This includes sexual battery, lewd and lascivious molestation, and unlawful possession of materials depicting sexual performance by a child. These charges reflect the meticulous work of our law enforcement community. Our detectives also are working closely with the State's Attorney's Office for the Ninth Judicial Circuit and the Medical Examiner's Office on the investigation. Death investigations are complex. Tasks like forensic analysis and thorough interviews are crucial and require careful attention. It is vital to address these misconceptions in the pursuit of justice while preserving the integrity to the case. During an investigation such as this one, we gather additional information from individuals close to the deceased. Each person interviewed is treated as involved until proven otherwise. This is a standard protocol to ensure all the facts are uncovered. During our investigation, we have interviewed many individuals. Each interview has been vital to our understanding of the case. We are reviewing all of the information we received and are following up on every lead. Attention to detail and the diligence are the most important aspects of this investigation. We are committed to transparency and will provide updates when possible. Madeline's story has touched the hearts of many. Rest assured, our department is diligently working on the investigation. And while we appreciate the public's interest, we must prioritize the integrity of the investigation. We appreciate your support and understanding as we gather the facts. We intend to release additional information in the future, providing more details that we do not compromise the ongoing investigation. We vow to do everything in our power to ensure Madeline's memory is honored with justice. Our detectives are dedicated to pursuing every lead, uncovering every fact, and holding those responsible accountable. Now I will open it up for any questions.
Chief, I have a question. We know that you're working behind the scenes during this investigation to make sure everything is in order, but what can you tell us new today that we don't already know?
That's Brian Hinton.
I don't have anything new that you don't already know, other than our detectives are working tirelessly day in and day out to ensure, all the facts are uncovered in this investigation.
Chief Holland, is the mother a suspect or a person of interest in this investigation? And also with the videos that you uncovered, is there any evidence of the mother's involvement on any of these videos?
So everyone that was close to Madeline is considered suspect until we have proven otherwise.
There's your answer, guys. She's under investigation.
What actually happened to Madeline Soto?
Well, this is a very sensitive and, it's very intricate. We want to make sure that we uncover every single fact and all the evidence before, we don't want to put a timeline on it, basically, because the detectives are very meticulous in what they do. And we want to be sure that everything is uncovered that possibly can. No, ma'am, we are still waiting on the medical examiner's report.
Chief, do you believe Maddie was killed inside of the family's home or somewhere else?
We're still uncovering all of those details.
They ain't giving a
I'm
shit.
not going to speculate on that until we have the facts.
Chief, can you tell us if
So the whole world of social media can speculate for the next 2 weeks.
We're still uncovering all the evidence. I don't want to speculate whether he was or not. We will wait until the investigation, is completed to make that determination.
Can't wait for the. Let's hope that nobody misinforms the public. Social media.
Yes,
what has he told you about other people's involvement, if any?
he has invoked his right to a lawyer, so we have not spoke with him.
Is there any time that you can expect an update for us? The public is asking every single day, and we understand that you're working on the investigation, but we would like to hear from you.
I don't want to rush my detectives. I think it's paramount that they take their time and,
Take their
Mr.
time. It's
Stearns
been
is not
20
going anywhere.
days, lady.
He's in jail and he's going to be there for a while. So my detectives, I want them to be, just look at every single detail and make sure. But I don't want to give a timeline at this
What
time.
was the purpose of this conference?
Working closely with the medical examiner, what does that relationship kind of look like, and what information are they able to release to you before that exam is complete?
So not really. I wouldn't say that they've released and information. We depend on the medical examiner's report for our report. So we're going to have to wait until they release that report.
Bullshit.
No, it appears that this all was isolated to the home.
Still trying to get a sense of things. Do you still feel like you have more questions than answers at this point?
I think our questions are being answered slowly but surely. For the integrity of the investigation, we have to, keep things close until such time as we hold those accountable for her death.
Do you feel like this is taking longer than it should because Stearns is not speaking?
No, I just think that, sometimes these investigations are just very lengthy. We know that he is in jail and he is not going anywhere.
Bam,
So
that's why they ain't
detectives are just
charging.
making sure they cross their cross the T's and dot their I's. They want to put together, a foolproof investigation.
Chief, is the mother and the family members being cooperative and answering questions? Have they lawyered up? And also the father of Madeline, who is not a Florida resident, is he a part of this investigation or at least being asked questions?
We have interviewed, all those family members that are close. Mother has cooperated. She did give us an interview. So there's, no one is not cooperating other than Stearns.
We know that the crimes were committed in the home. We also have, the date of birth of the person, but we have not confirmed that that is Madeline Soto. Would you be able to confirm that information for us?
Right. So all of the charges are with children under the age of 18, and they are protected. Their identity is protected under the law.
So it's gonna expect. It's been a couple of weeks. Nobody's charged for the murder of Madeline. Nobody knows exactly what happened to Madeline. We can expect in the couple days someone's gonna face charge for the murder of Madeline Soto.
When the detectives put their case together, like I said before, they want to ensure their investigation is tight. We're working, hand in hand with the state attorney's office to ensure, every piece of evidence is revealed and uncovered. So I can't put a timeline on when that might be.
And Chief, with his cell phone, there's one thing to understand here. So he originally went to the Orange County Sheriff's Office. At least that's what we understand. He gave the cell phone to the Orange County Sheriff's Office. The Sheriff's Office then found something on his phone which led to an arrest. In the arrest affidavit from Kissimmee PD, it says he offered his phone freely to Kissimmee PD. Can you kind of explain how that happened? Because I just have a tough time understanding how somebody who's been arrested for something on his phone freely gives a phone up to him.
Well, I don't know the intricate details I do know that the Orange County Sheriff's Office and Kissimmee Police Department were working hand in hand, during, the actual disappearance investigation. So I don't want to speak on exactly how that happened, but it's not uncommon for us to ask someone if they want to, give up their phone.
Chief, is there anything in particular that keeps you up at night regarding this case?
Well, a lot of things keep me up at night. My takeaway from this is talk to your children, families, talk to your kids.
Amen.
Know that there are agencies out there, the abuse hotline, Help Now, that people can report suspicion to. And I would encourage mothers and fathers to have those conversations with the kids and be aware.
Amen.
Last question. Have you guys investigated this family before?
Not for anything like this, no ma'am.
I'm sorry, can we just confirm how long that relationship was, the mother and the stepmother?
That is still being under investigation. We're trying to get the timeline for that.
Chief, I have one more question. This is a case that became really big out of nowhere for a lot of people, but what has the department learned through all of this so far?
Well, this was a very tragic event. I think that, like I said
Thank
earlier,
you, Audit. God
it's
bless you.
up to us, up to each family member to have those conversations with your kids and report any suspicion of abuse to your school resource officer, to an adult that's a trusted adult, to any police officer that's out there. So just report it and let the law enforcement community investigate. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so, we'll play this through. I don't want to stop it until it's completely off, just in case. You never know. I think it's done. Everybody, yeah, they're leaving. Okay, so listen, guys, I really don't, we learned absolutely nothing. I mean, I don't know about you, but we were literally just fed everything that we know about the case already. no new. I don't know. I'm just like, what the hell was that all about? Thank you, Audit, so much. If you received your Bullhorn Betty gift membership, please don't forget to tell Audit thank you. God bless you, Audit. Thank you so much. Yes, that was a joke. I mean, it was like they just wanted to appease the people. I don't know if that's going to be appeasing the people, because like right now, I'm a little hot under the collar. It's like you gave us a bunch of shit. Okay, God bless this lady. I know she's got a hard job to do. You know, I'm not. I'm being critical in everything, but I feel bad. But come on, what was that? That was absolutely nothing. I'm sorry, that was horseshit. We learned absolutely nothing. What did you do? You could have sent out a press release saying we're still working on the case. You know, I mean, you didn't tell us anything about the autopsy. You didn't tell us anything. And the only thing that they really confirmed is that he gave the phone up willingly and everybody's under investigation. Well, guess what? The only thing I brought away from that is he gave up his phone willingly. Everything else I knew. And I probably knew about the phone too. I think I might have known about the phone early on, as a matter of fact. But we literally garnered nothing, and every question it was hit with the same bull. You know, you can tell us something. And the mom's cooperating. Stefan Stearns is not, which we again knew. He's not cooperating. He's not talking. He lawyered up. She didn't say the mom lawyered up, though. I guess we did get a little something, right? She didn't say the mom lawyered up. She said actually just the opposite. She said the mom is cooperating. The mom is cooperating. The only person not cooperating in this investigation is Stefan Stearns. It was absolutely a waste of a news conference. Honestly, like, you didn't give us time. We don't want to rush it. Okay, you don't want to rush it. Okay, I get that, but it's been 20 days. What's rushing about it? What do you mean you don't want to rush it? How long is not rushing it? This going to be a 6 month period? Is this going to be a 3 month period? Is this going to be an annual period? Are we going to be coming back here in a year to learn the status of this case? She gave us nothing. She seems like a nice chief of police. She really does. She seems like she's wanting to dot her I's and cross her T's. Okay, to be honest with you, I like her, but she gave us a bunch of crap. Okay, she gave us a bunch of law enforcement bullshit. This is what I'm going to say. I just want to make sure that the chief of police, the chief of Kissimmee Police Department hears me loud and clear. I don't want to hear you coming back here in another few days and saying that you got a lot of misrepresentation from social media. Okay, I don't want you blaming social media because you had a horrible press conference. I just want to say that. I want to say that out loud. I want to say that for the record, on the record, that don't be blaming social media, because you have an opportunity to clarify some information for social media, mainstream media, and the public, and you chose to give us a bunch of hot air, okay? I want to make sure that we got that for the record on the Bullhorn Betty channel. For those, I'm going to back, and I don't even care if I don't like the creators. If I hear anybody going into the conspiracy theories and stuff like that, and we hear law enforcement in this case saying, oh, stop the misinformation, you're creating the vacuum you're trying to tell us to stop. So if you want it to stop, give us some freaking information. That's what I got to say. I got to say that to all law enforcement agencies across this country. If you're sick and tired of social media, because I'm getting sick and tired of you blaming social media for everything that you guys are creating, okay? If you want social media to stop speculating, you need to give us a little more meat to the bone. There was 1,000 things that lady could have told people that would not go to the heart or the integrity of the investigation. And this horse shit that you think that social media and us people out here have no clue that you guys already have the preliminary results of that autopsy. We already know you do, by the way. So you can tell us that you don't, that you need to wait for your report, but we all know you do. And we all know that most likely the state attorney, as well as that chief of police, was probably in there in the autopsy room as they were going through it. Just saying. At least the detectives were there. I know that.
So the preliminary results are in. They release the body. It's a protect. All right, my neighbor's just going to have to come in. He always comes at the wrong time anyways, but he's just going to have to let himself in. It's protected. The autopsy is not protective. It is not protect. She's talking about they haven't gotten it back yet. She's going to be disclosing it. It's not protective. People need to get this idea that just because you're under the age of 18, in typical cases, yes, it is protected. In a case like this, it's not protected. And the reason why it's not, I mean, certain things are protected. Don't let me say that wrong. Certain things are protected when it comes to these autopsies. But when you have a case that has national attention, the newsworthiness is what pushes it over the edge of what can be disclosed. And then they have guidelines on what they can disclose and stuff like that. But this is definitely something that they're going to disclose. They're going to let us know, maybe not in detail, but at the end of the day, this case is so big, it's going to go to trial. All this stuff is going to be public information anyways. This is so close to home. We will be at this trial, I'm sure, whenever it comes around. I don't know if we're going to be there. I don't believe this is going to go on in May, but I digress with that as well. So anyways, guys, that's really all we have. There's nothing new to report. I think Ben and Paula, give me a second. Thank you so much. See, my neighbor brings me food. Thank you. It's like I knocked 3 times. I'm like, yeah, I'm live. But who can pass that up, right? Look at that. Yeah, I don't get food. People know I don't have wheels, so my neighbors take care of me. Oh, good heavens, good heavens. All right, my opinion, the mother is in a hospital and they're unable to further question her. They said that's one thing we did learn. They have questioned her. She's been cooperative and she's given them a statement for the record. So that's good. The mom is working with law enforcement, which I anticipate she would. But again, I think what comes down to the facts of this case is the fact that they still haven't made an arrest. And I understand the dotting of the I's and crossing of the T's. And she said exactly what. They know where he's at. He's not going anywhere. They don't have to rush this. And as much as I want them to rush it just so because we're nosy. We're nosy people. We have no patience. That's what it is. We're nosy people and we have no patience. And this is something that's really bothering us because we want to know. The bottom line is we want to know, at the end of the day, I think everybody here is more inclined to know, was mom involved than anything else? I think that's really what's drawing our attention to this case at this point. That's what's keeping me, my eyes on this case, because I want to know. I want to know, did mom have something to do with this? We know where Steven Stefan is. We know that he was around wherever Maddie was found. We're common sense people. We can connect the dots where we feel that Stefan Stern is responsible for where Maddie ended up and the condition she ended up in. That we kind of have, all of us in our brains kind of have that answer for ourselves. I think what's keeping us in this case, what's keeping us our eyes squarely on this case right now, is we have this huge gaping wound in each and every one of us, wanting to know, how much did mom know? And is mom going to be held accountable if she did? Those are what we are looking at right now. That's what's keeping us in this case. I know that's what's keeping me in this case. And that's one thing she wouldn't even answer. She wouldn't even give us a clue other than everybody is being investigated. So mom's under investigation, grandma's under investigation. Every single person at her birthday party most likely is under investigation. And the reason why is because they're the ones that had the closest contact with her in a certain time frame, and therefore they could be potential suspects. And they have to clear all the people that came in contact with her, because why? We know when we go to court, Stefan Stearns is going to try to plan B somebody. And we need to eliminate all those plan Bs as much as possible and as thoroughly as possible.
And so that's probably what they're doing right now. Everyone who failed Maddie, exactly, everyone. Did Uncle know something? Did Grandma know something? Did Auntie know something, right? Who knew? Who knew? It's kind of hard for our brains to conceive that nobody knew, right? That's just it feels to me that somebody had to have known something. But what was that something? You know? Was it this? I can tell you again, and I'm going to say it loud and clear again. I would not ever have expected the document that we received. That was jaw-dropping. That was more than I had ever even contemplated when I first started covering this story. It was so grotesque and so highly disturbing that I literally had to pray whether and how I was going to cover these charges. I mean, I had to go to a place in me to figure out what was the right and wrong of this case because those charges disturbed me so greatly. And I'm a pretty strong person. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I got pretty thick skin, and I can do. I do some things that most makes people uncomfortable. So I can, I deal with a lot of uncomfortability in this job. And for it to disturb me this bad, I couldn't even imagine bringing or trying to discuss those things on this channel. It was hard for me reading it. To be honest with you, I'm not going to lie. I never even got through the charge sheet. I never got through the charge sheet. I think I got maybe to count 8 and I was done. I saw, charge 22 and 21, from somebody putting a screenshot up in like the Maddie Soto Facebook group. I those types of things, but I saw those. But as far as me physically reading it, I've got it printed out. It's still sitting on my bed. I read through a few pages of it and I had to put it down. I couldn't read it. And if I am that way, whenever I'm just doing my initial preview of it, there's no way I'm going to be able to get to talk about it and get through it on the show. There's just no way. It was that disturbing for me. But by the time I was to charge 8, I was so angry. I don't know if anybody ever has been so angry you just got to turn around and walk away. Like you don't even have the argument for it. You're just angry. I had to put it down. I'm angry. It has ignited these emotions in me, and that's why when I get this emotional, we just need information, and that's what I need. I need information. I need information about the mom. This press conference gave us nothing. I'm going to say this press conference was not, is not a good press conference. I mean, that's what I'm going to say. It wasn't a good press conference, and I'd caution that, and I'm just one person. It's just my opinion. I'd caution Kissimmee Police Chief not to do another press conference until you're willing to give us some information, because what you gave us was shit, and it just really pissed everybody off. Especially 20 days after you guys peeled this little girl up behind this bush in such a brutal condition. We want and demand answers. I'm sorry. I don't know how else to say that nicely. We deserve it. Maddie's friends and family, they deserve answers. They deserve to know what happened to her. And we know if law enforcement ain't telling us this, they ain't telling them shit either. So they're in the dark. Her entire family's still in the dark. Yeah, that's kind of how I felt too on it, to be honest with you. I felt like it was insulting. We're here to learn some more information, not we got nothing, we're not going to tell you nothing, and if you don't like it, too bad. That's basically what she said. But she said it in the and we're not going to do one-offs, we're not going to do this, we're not going to do that. They just don't want to talk about it. It's been 20 days. All right. You guys got my commentary on it, and I hope you guys have a great day. We're still following this case. As far as Kyle Strain, guys, I'm sorry. There's something more here, or he was introduced. Something happened to him further down. I kind of am starting to believe that his shirt was taken off of him. Whether it was forcibly removed or not is up for interpretation. Nobody can see him on the videos, but could it be because they were looking and focusing for that very specific shirt? And if it was taken off,
Were they looking for a tall boy without a shirt? Can that derive? I hope that they're going through some more video cameras, especially down further on that waterfront and riverfront. Yes. Oh, and thank you for reminding me. And for those that are there, thank you. We will not be doing our GoFundMe on these. I know I haven't given my mods instructions, but I'm actually for the Idaho. I don't do GoFundMe fundraisers. I never do them. But because this trip is going to be so expensive, I have no choice but to go the route of the fundraiser. I was going to do like the PayPal thing, but they only allow those PayPals to run for 30 days. Those fundraisers on PayPals are only 30 days. And we need this to just run. I don't want to have to do multiple. I want to set it and forget it. So our budget for this trip to Idaho is 10 grand. It's going to cost us right about 10 grand, maybe a little bit more. People are going to be like, 10 grand? Yes, it's going to cost that much. 1 week there, when Olivia and I are staying in hotels, cost us about $5,000 a piece. With flight, the flights are ultra expensive. There's no easy way to get to Idaho, unfortunately. And the drive from either airport, it takes hours to get to Moscow. So we're going to be, it's going to be flight, room, board, and food. We're going to be there literally 6 to 8 weeks. So you're talking about a significant trip, one where we're going to be boots on the ground for the entire trial. Our budget is 10 grand. I'm hoping that we can raise all of it. But I'm also, I expect to have some of these costs myself. So if we can raise the majority of it, that's really all that's really needed. But we are going to get that out. And as soon as I get that fundraiser up on GoFundMe, we'll start passing that around. And again, this is for all the people that would like to support our trip, this channel's trip, the Bullhorn Betty channel's trip to go live from the trial for Moscow. If it wasn't so costly, I would try to do it myself. Olivia and I, we went out there on 2 trips where we didn't raise any money. It cost us a significant amount of time, money, and resources. But it was a case that we had to get to. It was something that was calling our name. I'm very glad that we did. I'm very glad that we kept our eye on the facts of this particular case and didn't waver, even in light of all the speculation and conspiracy theories out there. And we really did try our hardest. And now that we're here, and now that we know that there's going to be a trial, we want to be there. This is, we've been there through every turn of this case. We had an epic interview with the Gonzalez family. I'm very proud and appreciative. Well, I'm appreciative of the Gonzalez family. They are, in my opinion, America's family. We have just grown to love them and just really respect their struggles and their ups and downs that they've been going through. And they've been doing that publicly as the world grieves with them and goes through this process with them. And so we're just wanting to see this entire case through. It's one of those cases that just means so much to me and so much to this channel. So with that being said, as soon as I get those, get that fundraiser, we'll get that started. Hopefully we can start fundraising by tomorrow, Friday. We'll hopefully have it. I'll have that completely up. And I think that's it. Guys, I'm going to eat my lunch. So you guys go have your lunch. I'm going to eat my lunch. God bless you, beautiful neighbors that like to keep us fat. All right. Love you guys. Bye. Well, not quite yet. I got to get up here. Got to scroll up. Oh, before we leave, I don't know what I'm thinking. Before we leave, I want to say thank you to our channel sponsors for the show. We have Lady 7 Up giving us all her loves and hugs. We got Courtney, Lulu, Summy, and Lulu. So God bless each and every one of you that make this channel so very special. And keep rocking it out with your coffee beans out. God bless.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.